Hello, this is Brian again. Welcome to clip number 2 of my Monument Peak hike. So, I'm just picking up right where I left off. We're coming up on another species of manzanita. This one appears to be Arctostaphylos pungens, or pungens. That's what this looks like, I believe. These leaves are kind of narrow and kind of small. So this does appear to be Arctostaphylos pungens, or pungens. I'll just say pungens. This right here most certainly is not. This is pinkback manzanita. This is Arctostaphylos pringli subspecies Drepacea. They have broader leaves, and they're very tightly clustered on these slightly elongated twigs. That's kind of how I can tell that this is pinkback. Is just the structure of the uppermost twigs. Just the way the leaves are arranged. Kind of like this. This is how I could tell. I don't really have the verbal acuity to describe it, but just seeing it, the way the twigs are structured, I could tell that these are right here. These are pinkbacks. I don't even have to look for the pinkbacks on the flowers. Usually I could tell these manzanitas fairly well from the other species. Now I do have a lot of trouble with Arctostaphylos, but I've done a lot of, been trying to do a lot of research and studying on them to feel more confident. And there's some species that I could just tell. Some species you can tell if you have a better visual acuity. My verbal acuity towards describing the structure of the twigs may not be there, but looking at them and seeing them, I could tell. So I can kind of tell pinkback. So a little ways up this, you're going to want to look for a youth trail that's going to branch off here on the right. That is our next task. Right now, again, we are on the Big Laguna Trail. Here's another thing about pinkback. They get really tall. They can get up to about 20 feet tall, I believe. A place to really see these get huge is near Idlewild in the San Jacinto mountain ranges. The San Jacinto mountains. These things get huge. They're one of the larger species of manzanita growing here in southern part of California. Those and big berry manzanitas, which are found on the lower slopes of the lagunas and are very similarly colored, are two of our largest manzanitas here in Southern California. So you see a chaparral has regrown after a couple decades post-fire. It's starting to become its awesome its sheer self. It's an exquisitely beautiful stretch right here of trail. Chaparral's even a little thicker than when I was here back in March 2017. It's really grown back nicely. It's very beautiful. You see, the oaks have recovered from that fire too, quite a ways. The California black oaks up here. So the air is relatively clear this morning, I believe. I know when I was driving up, I could see some good views off in the desert side. So provided I get up there relatively quickly before the haze settles in, should get some pretty gnarly views. I've been up to, like I said, I've been up to Monument Peak before, and it's an awesome experience. Here's a shrub I have not seen since moving here. Gosh, I miss this one. Hollyleaf redberry, Rhamnus ilicifolia. It's the first time I've seen it since moving to San Diego County. Isn't redberry common? The other one, spiny redberry, is very common. The one with the smaller leaves that grows in the lower elevation, sage scrub and chaparral. Rhamnus crocea is abundant, but I have not seen Rhamnus ilicifolia, the hollyleaf redberry, since moving here. So it's nice to finally see that one again. It's not very common in the coastal part of San Diego County, at least coastal or foothills, not that I've been fortunate to notice. It's pretty common in foothills of Orange County, LA County, and up all the way up to about, I've seen it as high as 6,800 feet in the mountains. And right now should be close to 6,000 feet right now. So I'm never surprised to see it at the elevation, but it's just kind of nice to finally see it again. That's one thing I miss about living in where I live, because everywhere I would go I'd find it, but then I would never see Rhamnus crocea. So it was the other way around. And you can see the radio facilities on Monument Peak, so we're getting closer to it. But we're still on the PCT. We haven't branched off on the use trail yet. I don't think that's going to be too much longer. I was telling you about pinkback manzanita. These things can get quite large. And here they are. But I've seen them even significantly larger than this. Again, Arctostaphylos pringli, subspecies Drupacea. Absolutely phenomenal species. Okay, now, here's where we're going to branch off. That is the PCT. This is our climber's path right here. So right here, when you see that PCT sign, you're going to branch off on this narrow use trail that'll take you up towards the crest. So, just going to walk carefully through here, making sure we watch our step. I'm wondering what I should hit first today. Hazer Monument. Monument Peak I've done before. Here's a perennial favorite. Hollyleaf cherry. Prunus ilicifolia. Yep. So I think we are close to 6,000 feet. I think when we pass that oak thicket over there, I think is when we hit the 6,000 foot contour. So I think we're just a sliver below it, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, I love this chaparral tunnel. I just love looking at this stuff. And of course, here's another favorite. Cercocarpus betuloides, variety betuloides. Birchleaf mountain mahogany. That's always an awesome shrub. I think those are black oaks, I think, up ahead. Yeah, I know there was a thicket of black oaks. Okay, our trail's going to continue through here. So once you get to this little patch of buckwheat right here, you're going to follow to the left of the buckwheats and through this tunnel of mountain mahogany and black oak. It's beautiful over here. There are much longer and harder ways you can hike Monument Peak. But I wasn't really in the mood for anything strenuous because I've been so worn out from work. So this is good enough. I can still get my bang for the buck, especially when I get up to Hayes Peak. But yeah, here's a little black oak thicket. I think this area is where we access the 6,000 foot contour. Alright. So just be aware. It's not extremely difficult to follow this trail, but just be aware of potential false trails like this, which don't lead anywhere. But here we go, passing by a western chokecherry thicket. These will be changing pretty nicely probably come next month. This is Prunus virginiana variety demissa, western chokecherry. It's actually one of our nicest fall color plants. You can kind of get a hint of it here. Some of the colors as the leaves change in autumn, as this one is just starting to show signs of coloring. And this pinkback manzanita's got tiny leaves, but you can tell they're kind of ovate, kind of broadly oval. Get the bug out of my eye. All right. Okay. Might get a little snagged up a little bit here. This is quite a narrow trail, kind of like I just did, because the pinkback manzanita is coming out quite a bit. And here we go, we got cupleaf ceanothus right here. This is Ceanothus perplexans. It's very common here in the Laguna Mountains, especially towards the crest and east side of the range, because we're just about to hit the crest very soon. Oh boy, very narrow over here. It's more narrow at my shoulder level than it is on the trail. Oh, that breeze feels good. So yeah, the trail does get a little narrow, but as long as you're paying attention, it's not extremely difficult to follow. Here's another one right here, another common chaparral cousin. Beautiful chamise, Adenosoma fasciculatum, variety fasciculatum. Right up here at 6,000 feet in the Lagunas. So that's Hayes Peak over there. I haven't seen anything branching up towards there yet, but I think maybe when I reach the lip of the ridge, maybe a route will come up and appear. So I'll try to pay attention to that. Hayes Peak is just a little lower, I think. Well, Monument Peak is 6,271 feet. Hayes Peak, I think, is 6,180 feet or so. $6,160 plus, I think. Try not to get the sun glare in the camera. trying to see. I do see a use trail going around there. Probably gonna have to. Probably gonna see. I'm actually above the lip of the ridge. I might have to do Monument first and study the route rather than blindly bushwhacking Chaparral. So I'm thinking Monument Peak's going to be the first of the day. Let me see something here. I'm getting pretty close, actually. There's a little station over here. Okay. I think I found my route to Hayes Peak right over here. I think it links up with an ancient firebreak. I think from there, should be able to make it up there. Well, I'm closer to Monument Peak, so I think I'll make this my first peak of the day. The air feels a little cooler right now. Alright. Almost up to this facility here. I should be intersecting a road very soon. Can either take the use trail up there, the steep way, or I can make a more leisurely romp on the road if I remember correctly. Let's see. If I remember correctly, I just went for it. That way. I think I'm going to take the more general route up. Let's see the road just around the corner here. I remember this little spot. So I think I'll just follow the road up there. So I get some insane views. So just follow the road the rest of the way up. See you on clip number 3.